Okay guys, we're back with our next discussion video. I did ask for questions. We got a really good one actually from my best friend, Lieutenant David E. Tate, United States Air Force. He asked me, because here's a question, why the F, I'm going to try to censor these a little bit because I'm trying to keep this...
Why in the world?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep these kind of PG-13.
Right.
Because, yeah, why do people do that goofy-ass kicking swing to help themselves when doing pull-ups? Seems to me they're just using momentum to toss themselves upward instead of actually using muscle. I go all the way from a dead hang with zero lateral movement. And I explained, okay, it's called kipping, it's used in CrossFit a lot. And then I gave a few reasons why I personally hate it, and that's actually what this video is going to be about. And he goes, but that kipping thing doesn't even make any, what the hell?
Right.
So we're going to be addressing that in this video, and also the next couple ones we're going to be doing some like common exercises that will actually make shoulder injuries very prevalent, if not cause them.
Hold on, man. Let's address the topic at hand first, man. There's an itinerary right underneath here, right, bro?
I'm giving them synopsis.
All right. Anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, the next couple videos we're going to be talking about kipping pull-ups, the American kettlebell swing, which a few people have talked to already about, and then one of my pet peeves is because I love tricep dips, but people do it on like one stable surface behind the back. That's, oh, I hate that.
We'll talk about that. We got a few very simple injury prevention videos coming out from a kettlebell standpoint, from a body weight standpoint, and maybe we'll go from there and see what you guys think about it. So, first off, Lieutenant David Tate, thank you for your service, much appreciated. You asked the question, what is that? Let me quote you directly here.
Kipping.
What is that goofy kicking style to help themselves when doing pull-ups? Seems to me they're just using momentum to toss themselves forward instead of toss themselves upward instead of actually using muscle.
You're even reading it and you can't get it right.
To answer your statement, yes, it is goofy. They are using momentum. They are not using muscle. You were absolutely correct. A pull-up is just as you described. It is dead hang, no lateral movement, up, down, up, down. Okay? So
you're literally pulling up. It's
yeah, it's not a jump up. It's not a throw up. It's not. I mean, throw up is something different. It makes me want to throw up sometimes. I'm kidding. CrossFitters, you guys have your stuff. I know. Love you guys. You guys are doing a good thing for fitness. There's some goofy stuff you guys do. It's okay. We all have our thing. Okay. So obviously here we get the wall rack. We don't have a whole lot of room to do kipping, and I don't know how to kip. I'm not trying to say I'm better than somebody or not. I have just never learned the mechanic of what they call, I guess, the butterfly pull-ups, where they're just kind of doing this little arcing toss. I don't understand it. I mean, it's not like I'm saying it's, well, I'm going to say it's a bad thing. I'm not going to lie. I just don't understand the technique. So if there is merit to it, I haven't done it yet. I will put that out there. I have not tried it. I've tried to throw myself up in the middle of a pull-up, and all it ends up doing is putting a lot of strain on my back, a lot of strain on my shoulders, and I don't feel the same effect that I do from a strict pull-up. So, the way that I like to teach pull-ups, okay? I'm going to use a bar that I can actually touch here. Normally I would elevate somebody up so they can at least get a grip, okay? From here, we're in this dead hang, I'm going to pull the shoulders back in the socket and engage the lats, okay? From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tense up my legs, squeeze my butt, squeeze my core, and then I'm going to do a very strict up and down. Just like that. Up, down, no lateral movement, that's it, okay? When you kip, and you're doing this butterfly arc, throwing yourself up and down, as you're throwing yourself up and catching back down, see what happened to the shoulder just then? It comes unpacked. That puts a tremendous amount of strain on this whole joint area. I believe it's AC joint is what we said.
AC joint
is what we found it's called.
One of the important things to remember about the shoulder, the only joint you have that will actually hinge is your elbow. Everything else, like the knee, is basically just a platform. Your shoulder and hips are what's called a ball and socket joint. It's not an actual solid connection. Your humerus comes up, it has like a little knob on the end of it. Then between your clavicle and scapula, it makes like this socket thing here, and it's held in place by ligaments and then four muscles. I make my living as a massage therapist, so when I talk about rotator cuff, I'm not talking about ligaments and cartilage, I'm talking specifically four muscles. turn around real quick.
Yeah.
Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and then subscapularis, which is under the scapula. So those 4 muscles are the rotator cuff as far as what my job is concerned. If you talk to a physical therapist, a medical doctor, a chiropractor, they'll be talking about the different ligaments that'll go into it. So with that downward force, I mean, you're straining soft tissues.
It's a shock.
Right.
I mean, you're jolting that joint, and you're losing the packing in the shoulder and the stability that the lat is actually formed too. The tension in the lat is really what's helping. Me personally, I found my lats act as a bridge to help stabilize my shoulders with anything, whether that's pulls, whether that's presses. I use my lats now in my bench press, my military press, any kind of kettlebell snatching or overhead snatching with a barbell, clean and jerks. I use them to stabilize a lot. And if I jolt that out of place there, I'm just running the risk of injury that much more. Matt, you have some shoulder issues. I know you have.
Yeah.
I've had some shoulder issues whenever that joint gets, popped around or moved around too suddenly and it's not expecting it. What are some stuff you've had from that jolt or something similar in your shoulder?
Well, basically, like I'm just getting over injuries in both shoulders. One is actually exercise related. The other is just a stupid accident. The absolute stupidest injury I've ever received was in my left shoulder. I just recovered from oral surgery. I had wisdom teeth broken out, and I was up at St. Charles MMA, and I was just shadow boxing. Not even working with anybody, just off to myself, and I threw a head little round kick. I slip in my own sweat of all things, and I come down with my arm across my body here and I land. There wasn't any pain at that moment, but I heard like a little tear, and all I could think to myself is, shit. And I get up and I was kind of okay for that one, but then over time, like if I do any kind of pressing, I get right about here and I feel like a weird pinch. Mm-hmm. Then with this shoulder, I had helped Mike out with he was a vendor at a local event trying to demonstrate what we do here with kettlebells. And I had a 36 kilo, which I've pressed, I can do that. But I was a little more fatigued than usual when I tried this. And by God, I got that sucker up. And in doing so, I pulled the supraspinatus, and it's still a little sore, but it's back to where I can manage it. So, I mean, although these injuries I have aren't really related to kipping, if I were to do this, I mean, it would tear. It would definitely make what I have a lot worse and set me back.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take at least.
And me personally, I know I talked a little bit about how. Well, I mentioned earlier, I've never done kipping. I've just never learned it. I've never had anybody coach me in how to throw your body up and then land suddenly while still keeping the shoulder packed. I've never had that explained to me in a way that made sense to me where I could implement it. I've had some people try to break it down. Oh, you just throw yourself up and catch. I need a little bit more for that. That's me. I'm a technical kind of guy. I like to hear how it works. And
yeah, there's still mechanics involved that you need.
Right.
Because nothing is ever simple. Like even bench press, think about it. Oh, you just push the bar up. Well, there's still a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, but so the injury that I had in my left shoulder recently was the same thing. It was a strain in the infraspinatus. It was caused actually from pressing, where I was not using my lat to stabilize that muscle. So I'd come here, I'd clean, okay, and I'd lift my shoulder up and then try to press. Okay, well, me losing that packing right there, you can see. I don't know if you can tell here. Whenever you're doing a proper clean and press, you want to keep the shoulder down. So you're up here, shoulder down, and you want to fire, tense that lat, and go up. Okay? But mind you, it looks like your shoulder's raising up. Look at the difference. I'm not raising up the shoulder, I'm raising the weight. Shoulder stays down, lat stays packed. If you want a good little drill on how to do this and how to really feel this, okay? I'm going to step up on here a little bit. What I want you to do, get something where you have a doorway or a hanger. Actually, here, we've got some boxes. I'll do this. If you want a good little drill to feel, your lat's getting involved in a press. Scoot this over just a hair. Get inside a doorway. Get some little contraption here. This works great. You can get a pull bar, or if you're at the gym, load a bar on a rack with a way there's no way in hell you can press. Okay? If you're like under 200 pounds, put 400 on it. Be that guy who takes every 45-pound plate into place just to feel this, okay? You're most likely not going to press it. And if you are, send me your video because that is awesome. I would love to see that. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying if you can, that's badass. I want to see that.
And I want to buy you a beer.
Right. So, I'm here. Now, watch as I raise the shoulder up. Okay. Puts a lot of stress on here. I feel it mainly, me personally, I'm speaking just for me. You may have results that vary here. I feel a lot of strain right here on the shoulder. Okay. Now, lighter weights may not be an issue. However, eventually we want to start getting a little stronger, right? That's the whole purpose why we train. We train to get strong. So, as the weights get up, that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to do the same thing now. Pull the shoulders down, and I'm going to think of pushing myself down into the ground. Okay? It's the same mechanic. I'm doing the same thing with my body as far as like my positioning. I'm not moving differently. It's just instead of thinking I need to throw the weight up, I'm thinking I need to push myself down. Okay? Brace the abs, brace the butt, just like I did before. What is this? Something fun, as Pavel would say, something interesting is happening here. I feel my lats, my shoulders feel fine, and I feel my pressing. Okay? So, it gives you a more powerful press to engage the lats in there, and coming from the stance of the pull-ups, engaging the lats, keeping that shoulder down, okay? And your pull-up is just a reverse of your press. So if I press up, I'm pulling back down. I'm engaging the lat and keeping everything nice and stable so that I always have some support for my shoulders, okay? So if going up, I keep the shoulders down. Going down, I keep them down. There's my backing. Okay, nice and tight. Okay. So the correct form on it, up and down. Matt, you were exactly right. I'm sorry, not Matt. David. Matt's right next to me. I'm so sorry, sir. David.
Yeah, you just insulted the crap out of him.
You are correct. It should be an up and down motion, no lateral force, no momentum. Okay. SFG master David Whitley has been quoted famously saying, "It's a dead hanger. It's not a pull-up. Every time you kip, a puppy dies."
And everyone I've ever talked to as far as kipping has heard me quote him on that every time.
So, again, a lot of times there are techniques that have a place for a sport. They may not have a place in regular training protocols. We're going to do a video down the road here on different swing styles. I'm going to show you the difference between a hardstyle swing, a kettlebell sport swing, and also what they call the CrossFit swing or the American swing. Okay? There's a reason why they do that. It's part of a competition. Okay? Would I train it? No, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay? So we talked about, let's see, hit the kipping, hit the injuries, the correct form. I got something fun for you guys.
Oh, man.
Okay? Before I get on that.
Okay.
David, if we didn't answer your question, post it up. I want to know. Okay? We're going to help you answer, or we're going to help answer whatever questions you guys have. Anybody else has questions about this, kipping or otherwise, hopefully otherwise, let us know. We'll post a video on there. We'll get it going. So, Matt has a challenge.
Oh, God.
Okay? For a while now, my buddy Matt. I love this guy. This guy! Okay? Been training with me for, since about fall last year, give or take, right around the summer?
Yeah,
okay.
September, October-ish.
Okay. So, when I first met Matt, came to me and said, yeah, I've been doing some kettlebell stuff on YouTube. Showed him a few things and immediately tightened up his kettlebell swing. Okay, and I'll talk about that in an upcoming video, like I said. But, he was sold. Said, I want to get in this, gave me a list of goals and said, let's do this. The evolution of his training has become just this, the Heroes Forge project, okay? We're forging a hero. He's gonna go from, we're forging a hero. He's gonna go from average Joe to G.I. Joe. Whatever cheesy line you want to put, basically Matt's gonna get lean, he's gonna get stronger, he's gonna get much more conditioned, and a lot of it was because of the original goal of Matt wanted to get back in the ring, kickboxing, MMA. He wanted to get out there and compete again. Okay, he wanted to test himself physically, but to do so he knew that while his technique was good, he needed to have the endurance, he needed to have the other physical attributes to really do well and perform at his best. So, as much as I love my brother next to me, he's been a little inconsistent with programming, and some of that is injury related, some of it is, we've had to adjust. We'll start one program and because something's wrong, we don't do it. If we have a pressing program and his shoulder hurts, I'm not going to make him press. Okay, that's just how a trainer should work. If you have something injured and your trainer says, hey, let's do 50 things to aggravate that, get a new trainer.
Right, because in the previous video, we said, hey, like rite of passage, which is all clean and press. Right after that video, I noticed my shoulder was kind of hurting, so yeah, that video I posted was the only workout rite of passage I did. I immediately switched to Simple and Sinister. And those who have been following the group on Facebook are probably sick and tired of me saying, yeah, I did this and I went right to Simple and Sinister. Like I rolled jiu-jitsu, Simple and Sinister.
Right.
Went to goals, just did this.
Right. So I filmed a video and I'm going to post a lot of the details, but I'm going to sum it up for you. Because I want to see his face. I can't wait anymore. I'm so excited about this. There's a simple program that's out there, designed by Master SFG Jeff Newper, okay, certified strength and conditioning coach. He's done a lot of Olympic weightlifting. He has coached people for strength and fat loss for a long time, very successfully. And in my opinion, this has got to be one of my favorite programs he's ever put out there, okay? If you want to know what it is, I say go to getkettlebellstrong.com, order Kettlebell Strong, the program's in the book. So, Matt, your challenge. Starting after St. Patrick's Day, we wanted to get a good little, like, let's set a date. Let's not start this in the middle of the week. Let's not start this, you know, kind of off the beat. Let's get a start Monday, Wednesday, Friday format. I get him 3 days a week for no more than 20 minutes a session. Okay, and that's like 5-minute warm up, 5-minute cool down, 10 minutes of actual work. This program, the actual workout is only 10 minutes. Now, anybody who's ever trained with me knows whenever I say something is only 5 to 10 minutes, you're in for a problem. You know, if you come in and you only see one bell in the middle of the room and some cones, you've got an issue that day.
Yeah, there's no such thing as only 10 minutes.
Right, it's going to be some work. So, I mean, tell them what the program is. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to keep that as a secret. However, I have a challenge to Mr. Mad Dog Matheson.
There's no H in my last name.
Madison? Sorry. I thought there was Madison. Mad Dog Madison.
What you got?
I am challenging him to follow the program and do no less, but emphasis on no more than what the program has. And trust me, when he sees this, and I'm gonna I'll have him say, I did this. I don't want him to give too much of the details away, because really, if I'm just gonna pirate the information out there, I'm kind of a D-bag, aren't I? You know, so Jeff Newper put a lot of time and work into this program and this project. I want to respect it by not publicly posting a lot of the stuff out there. Plus, I mean, there's enough people that do it already. I don't want to be one of them. So, when he sees this program, he's going to realize, oh, okay, that's good. And it's going to be right around workout 4 is when he goes, damn, this sucks. Workout 15, on the other hand, when he survives, not if he survives, but when he survives, he'll thank it. Because the results are the reward themselves. Now, in my video that I'm going to post in response to this here, I go a little bit more in depth. However, I'm just, like I said, I'll sum up here. Master SFG and world-renowned strength coach Dan John. I was reading your books. I love your stuff, man. Had a great incentive. Talked about prioritize your goals. And I think somebody from a recent SFG Level 2 workshop even said that Dan challenged them with this exact incentive. Somebody said they wanted to squat, double their body weight. And Dan said there are 2 types of people. People that want to train to look better, and then you have your athletes that want to perform better. A double body weight squat is definitely a performance goal, so this person was an athlete. So, came the challenge. He said, you have to do this in 3 weeks or I'm coming back and making you do what I'm giving you, Matt. Matt, your challenge is not just to complete the program as written, no less but no more, with the exception, I have 2 exceptions on this. Mobility drills, or what we call original strength resets, and some light get-ups for active recovery. Okay, so that's 1. So you got mobility, light get-ups for active recovery, and 2, any martial arts training.
Right.
Okay, so that I'll allow that, because I think that kind of goes along with the whole goal of boosting the performance. He's got to train to get better. He's got to train to hone the skill. We practice it. I also am going to challenge him to not drink any beer for the next 30 days. I messaged him on this too. I said,
Are you trying to kill me?
It's only 15 workouts. 15 workouts, okay? So for like 4 or 5 weeks.
It's actually one of the reasons we're waiting until after St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, apparently he's going to go on a drunken debauchery spree here. So
right,
after
such a wild party.
After St. Patrick's Day, we got 3 things. So basically, I'll sum them up like this. Do the program, nothing more, nothing less. Only exception would be for martial arts training or light get-ups. And then 3, keep your nutrition intact. That includes no alcohol, okay? We'll talk about the earned meals afterwards, and I don't want him to like go and tank himself after 15 weeks. After 15 weeks, he should be feeling pretty good where he doesn't need a whole lot.
Right.
The incentive if he does not, and why I'm so happy this is going to go public, Mad Dog, your punishment for not completing the program. And now mind you, before I get this, I know he's going to do the whole, you can't make me do this, I'm a Hapkido black belt, I'll spin kick, I'll saw you in half with my spin kick. This is now public. So this is now a matter on your personal integrity. So yeah, you may knock me out.
May, I will knock you out.
But I still got a YouTube video that says you bitch out if you don't complete this.
I'll still knock you out.
That's fine. I got about 900 people calling you a bitch daily. So, Dan John, I'm stealing this from you. I can't wait to see your face on this. If you do not complete the program, you have to film a YouTube video eating dog food.
Oh man.
Hidden goodness. And my good friend out in the Philippines, Mr. Mark Lamaga, had suggested to up the ante even more. You gotta do it out of a dog bowl.
At least I live up to the nickname.
And the funny thing is, he had a training session with me this morning, and I kept saying, "What's up, Mad Dog? What's up, Mad Dog?" So I'm kind of baiting him the whole time on this. You like this?
You son of a bitch.
So, next man's challenge. He must complete the program as written, no more, no less, keep his nutrition intact, and the only other extracurricular activities he can do is some resets, some light get-ups, and some martial arts training. After that, in 5 weeks, we're going to check in. I'm going to get some measurements, and I'm going to show him what changes he makes over 5 weeks, just eating clean and sticking with a good, solid program. Okay? I'm coaching him too, so it's not like he's going to cheat and get away with it. But like I said, because I love you, brother, I want to challenge you. A lot of times we just need that incentive to complete something, right?
I'm actually a little relieved because I thought he had like a straight razor or something to maybe shave the beard. I probably would have hit him right now.
So, that's another challenge for another day.
No.
So anyway, that's all I got for right now. You got anything else?
At the moment, not really. Just, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, or not even questions, you just have topics you want us to talk about, please send them in. Because I know there are several, like, not only several fitness professionals, but also people who are kind of interested in this, and also some friends of mine that maybe want some information. I mean, by all means, please. I mean, we have an actual trainer and a massage therapist. That
We're not fictitious. I'm here. Anyway, I'm sorry.
But yeah, like both of us have experience in this field, not only with like the injury prevention and rehabilitation, but also building a strong body. And also, I'm trying to get the same certification Mike has. I'm training for an SFG. So
he put that out there. It's public.
It's been public.
It's public.
It's been public.
Now we're gonna make it more because, well, remember, you're gonna be. I just put the thing on you're eating dog food if you don't complete this. So this is probably gonna go more public than it was before.
So yeah, if it's information we don't have, we definitely have resources to check. So yeah, if you guys want anything for us to cover, please comment. Please tell us. We're both on the Facebook group, so either message us directly, comment on a Facebook post, or comment on the YouTube videos. I definitely like to see some action there.
Yeah.
Other than that, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
All right. I think we'll catch you all next time.
See you.